Good morning. We're going to do a little more practice with adding and subtracting mixed numbers this morning. You've already done a little quizzes practice, and now we're going to go ahead and do activity book 21 to look at these mixed numbers. I'm going to start with number 1. I have two different denominators, an 8 and a 4. If I think about what I know about those two numbers, I know that 4 is a factor of 8. So I'm going to leave 2 and 3/8 alone, and I'm going to change 1/4. So I'm changing 1/4 to a fraction with 8 as the denominator. I'm going to multiply by 2 over 2, and that becomes 2/8. So I'm subtracting 2/8 from 3/8. I can see that I have enough to subtract. If I have 3, I can take 2 away. 3 minus 2 is 1. The 8 stays the same. 2 minus 1 is 1. So that is adding and subtracting mixed numbers, technically subtracting. Here I am with number 2. These I can see both have different denominators again, the 5 and the 3. I know that if I count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, so multiples of 5, the first one I'm going to get to is going to be 15 that they have in common. So I'm going to do this right next to this problem. I'm going to multiply by fractions equal to 1 to get to denominators of 15. So I have 5 over 5 and 3 over 3. 3 and 5, the product of these two is 15. So that's the strategy I used for this one. 1 times 5 is 5, and 1 times 3 is 3. I'm adding, so 3 plus 5 is 8. Denominator is 15. I cannot forget to add up my whole numbers. 4 plus 2 is 6. Okay, we're going to do one more on this section. We'll look at number 3. I have the denominators 6 and 4. Now if I multiplied those two together, I would end up with a denominator of 24, which is not the lowest common denominator. I need to think of something else. So I'm going to think of 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12. Well, 12 I know is something familiar with 4. 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12. So my lowest common denominator is going to be 12. So I'm going to change these both to fractions with a denominator of 12. And I have 4 times something, a fraction equal to 1, so 4 times 3. And 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3. 6 times 2 is 12, so I'm multiplying by 2 over 2, a fraction equal to 1. 5 times 2 is 10. I have 10, I'm subtracting 3, which means I do not have to ungroup or borrow. 10 minus 3 is 7. Denominator stays 12. And I subtract my whole numbers. 7 minus 3 is 4.